Hello everyone, today in this video we are going to learn how can we interface the AHT10 temperature and humidity sensor with ESP8266 NodeMCu and display the status on the Blynk application. So let's get started. Now let's look at the circuit diagram. So here you can see this is the ESP8266 NodeMCu and this is the AHT10 temperature and humidity sensor. So the SDA of the temperature and humidity sensor is connected to D2 pin of the NodeMCu. The SCL pin of the sensor is connected to D1 pin of the NodeMCu. The VIN pin is connected to 3.3 volts and the ground is connected to ground of the sensor. So this was about the circuit diagram. Now let's configure the Blynk web dashboard. So first of all you have to log into the Blynk cloud. Then this window will appear. Select the new template. Select the name as sensor value. Now let's configure the Blynk web dashboard. So first of all you have to make an account and log into the Blynk cloud. Then this window will appear. Then we have to select the new template. Put in the name as sensor value. Then select the hardware as ESP8266, connection type as Wi-Fi. Then we are going to make the data streams. So we are going to name it temperature. Next the data type as double. Next we are going to set the minimum value to 0 and maximum value to 85. Then select the precision. Then we are going to create another data stream which has name as RH. Then select the data type as double, precision as selected, and min value to 0 and max value to 100. Select the pin as V1, that is virtual pin 1. So save it, and then we'll just go to new device. We'll add our device sensor value and then we'll create the device. So we have successfully added our device. So here you can find the Blynk authentication code. In the later part of the video we are going to need this code. So this is how you can configure the Blynk web dashboard. Now let's configure the Blynk Android application. So in the sensor value we are going to edit the interface. Select the gauge. So we are going to create two gauges for temperature and RH. Put in the name as temperature. Select the data stream as temperature. Then for the next, put the name as RH and select the data stream as RH. Now let's understand the code section. So first of all I am including the wire.h library in order for the I2C communication. Next I am using the AHT10 library in order to get the values of temperature and humidity from the sensor. Next, in order to connect our NodeMCu to Wi-Fi, I am using this ESP8266 Wi-Fi library. Next, in order to push our values from the NodeMCu to Blynk server, we are going to include this Blynk library. The authentication token from the Blynk website, we are going to store it into this variable. Next, the Wi-Fi which we want to connect, we are storing it into this SSID variable. Next, the password we are going to store into this pass variable. So for this project we are going to use a timer, that is why we are declaring the timer object for the class Blynk timer. Next, I am going to declare the object for the class AHT10. In here I am passing the value of the I2C address. Next I am initializing the wire library using the .begin function. Next I am initializing the serial monitor with a baud rate of 9600. Next I am initializing the Blynk connection using the .begin function. In here I am passing the values of authentication code, SSID and pass. This line is used to connect our NodeMCu to the particular address of the Blynk cloud. Next, I am just setting a timer in which this send sensor function will be called every 1 second. Next, in the void loop part, I am just using the blink.run function, which is responsible for keeping the connection alive between the NodeMCu and the Blynk cloud. So it is just a routine. Then I am just going to run the timer which we have defined right here using the timer.run function. Next, in the function send sensor, I am using the .read temperature function, which gets the value of temperature from the sensor, and I am storing it into this temperature variable, which is of the type float. Similarly, I am using the .read humidity function, and I am getting the humidity value from the sensor and storing it into this relative humidity variable, which is of the type float. Next, I am using the .virtual write, which sends the data from the NodeMCu to the Blynk cloud at the V0, that is virtual 0 pin. So at the V0 I am sending the temperature, and at the V1 I am sending the relative humidity value. Next, I am also printing the values of temperature and relative humidity on the serial monitor. So this was about the code section. Now let's test our project. So this is the ESP8266 NodeMCu, this is the sensor, and this is the Blynk interface right here. This is the temperature gauge, and this is the relative humidity gauge. Now let's increase the temperature of the sensor in order to see the change. You can see the temperature is rising on the temperature gauge. Now, as we have removed the heat source, now the temperature will go back to normal. So this was our project. I hope you have liked it. Thank you very much.